Okay, before we get into this extravaganza, y'all gotta promise me two things. Count them, 1, 2. Number 1, you will not take this meant to be comical, totally not serious video too seriously. Number 2, when my lashes start lifting, and notice I said when and not if, y'all won't go in on me too hard, okay? These mouths so big I can barely even see straight, and I know I accidentally glued them to my physical eyelashes and not my eyelids. It's a ticking time bomb at this point. So with that being said, welcome to my goddamn channel. Hey sis, I hope y'all are doing well. Today is going to be a very exciting video because it is, what? A collab. This occasion, this evening, is my official entry into my good YouTube friend Smokey Glow's Glowmas extravaganza. I love friendship. My friend Hannah, aka Smokey Glow, is a beauty YouTuber here in small beauty YouTube who is, and I think I can say this with absolute certainty, probably the most hardworking person in our community. This girl puts up like 2 videos a minute. I don't know how she does it. I'm pretty sure she's nocturnal. She's an absolute peach of a person, and I'm very honored to be able to call her my friend. She makes incredible content. She's very kind, compassionate, and caring, and she has adorable hair. If you guys aren't already aware of Smokey Glow, I highly suggest you go through the link in the description and check out her channel. Like I said before, she's got approximately 6.7 billion videos on her channel for you to check out, so I'm sure there's something on there that you'll enjoy. Hannah and I have collabed, I think, twice before. Once last year during Glowmas, where we talked ourselves out of makeup we didn't feel like buying. My hair looked very different in that video. We also collabed earlier this year in the midst of the Bratz doll challenge craze, where both she and I tried to transform our human faces into Bratz doll faces with varying levels of success. Today, we have a spicy little topic of conversation for you. Hannah and I are both YouTubers. We've both found a little bit of success in this weird genre of side hustle that is making YouTube videos. And so we often are able to commiserate with each other on the more irritating, less happy, fuzzy feeling inducing parts of that side hustle. Usually we keep our complaining limited to an Instagram group chat we keep with some of our other YouTube friends, but today we are bringing this belly aching front and center with this video, the annoying things about being a YouTuber. In case anyone gets mad about this video, please note that it was my idea, so if you want to send heat to anyone about this being rude, ungrateful, disrespectful, etc, 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 you can send it to me and leave Hannah out of it. A couple disclaimers before I get into the complaining. Number 1, there are so many more amazing things about making YouTube videos than there are annoying things. Primarily, the community that you are able to cultivate when you make YouTube videos is an absolute blessing. So many of you are so sweet, so kind. I've made so many internet friends just from making YouTube videos. I've been able to make a little side job from YouTube. I've been able to explore my creative interest in makeup and film editing through YouTube. It's been an absolute wonderful journey. I'm absolutely incredulous that I've been able to amass 22,000 friends and buddies and viewers on this platform. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful, heartwarming thing, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But just like anything else in my life, it does have its annoying parts. Second disclaimer, I am in no way calling out any one particular person for any of the things I'm about to list. So if you're in the middle of typing out and, oh my god, I feel so attacked right now. Oh my god, I feel super called out. I'm not mad at you. I'm not upset with anyone directly, and I am absolutely guilty of doing some of these things to my favorite YouTubers. The first annoying thing about being a YouTuber is having to explain to people that it's something that you do. It's weird because being a YouTuber is a side hustle slash career that has been around for like a while at this point. I feel like I first started hearing about people becoming full-time YouTubers back in like 2012, and yet there is still no way to explain it to people who are not as online as you without sounding like a complete and utter tool. There's absolutely no way. And a side annoying thing from that is when you're in any sort of group of people and one person knows that you make YouTube videos and they're like, hey, let's watch one of Nisa's videos on the TV. And I'm like, if you do that, I will literally spontaneously combust right now. When people ask me, I really want to start making YouTube videos, but I'm kind of embarrassed about calling myself a YouTuber, what should I do? I'm like, just do it anyway, because that's never gonna dissipate. It's always gonna be kind of humiliating to tell people that you do this. So Yep. Something else that is annoying about being a YouTuber is when people just have like goofily high expectations for the level of intelligence and experience in a conversation topic a YouTuber is going to have. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen someone criticize a YouTuber for not having the same level of knowledge about a topic that only people who have done like dissertations in that topic have any reason to have. She didn't talk about how the molecular structure of the mica is going to interact with the sebum in your skin, so I have no way to take her seriously. Also, God forbid you start talking about something too serious without talking about literally every single intersecting angle of that thing. You can't do everything at once. Some commenters expect you to be able to do everything at once, and that can be kind of annoying to keep up with. You're over here playing like conversation Jenga, where I brought up this thing, which interacts with this thing, which interacts with this thing, which like you're over here talking about eyeshadow palettes, but you're not even bringing up the environmental strain that has on Jupiter's moon Io. I feel like that makes you a total hypocrite, and I'm unsubbing and disliking your video and starting 5 Reddit threads about it. You're a disgrace. You think I'm joking, but it be like that sometimes. I just feel like there's an expectation for everybody who makes YouTube videos to just be a perfect beacon of role model glorious heavenly light because they have a platform. And it is incredibly important to think about the impact that you're gonna have on your audience, especially if you have like kids and teenagers watching you. But sometimes it's a lot of pressure. It's like, oh no, I used a plastic straw. I have single-handedly destroyed the future because of this. It's just intense sometimes keeping up with the expectations. Another annoying thing about being a YouTuber is having how other YouTubers behave cause negative ripple reactions onto yourself. It can be really disheartening sometimes to hear the way that people talk about the beauty community. It really does bother me when people will paint the entire community as a whole hive, a whole like rat's nest of just tea-shade, insult-loving haters sipping haterade who all want to strangle each other. Because half the time when there's drama in the beauty community, it's like 11 people tops being terrible to each other constantly, and then everyone else gets dragged into it. But also, then an influencer will do something terrible and it gets real hard to defend. It's really hard to claim that the beauty community is not a whole rat's nest of shade, tea, insult-loving hater sipping haterade who constantly want to strangle each other. God damn, it's like some of these top tier beauty influencers, some of these top tier YouTubers, it's like they can't help being terrible, and I don't understand it. I don't find it hard to not be a garbage person. Y'all probably don't find it hard to not be garbage people, but some of these top tier influencers, they're just walking around like, hey guys, I'm so excited to be here, racial slur, racial slur, racial slur. And they're like in a hoodie, they're crying. Guys, I am so sorry about all of those racial slurs I said 2 minutes ago. I was in a dark place. That is not me anymore. I apologize that you were all offended by me using all of those racial slurs. And then 2 weeks go by and everyone's just like, oh my God, it's so big of you that you apologized. I don't know why people are trying to cancel you. And then the influencer is like, boy, I'm so glad to get back to things. Racial slur, racial slur, racial slur. Puts the hoodie back on. Guys, I know I can't afford to be making mistakes like this with the platform and influence that I have. And then all their stands are once again like, you are so mature. We're so proud of you. You haven't been racist in like 45 seconds. This is just canceled culture once again, rearing its ugly head. Then another 3 minutes go by and they're like, this eyeshadow palette is my absolute favorite racial slur. And the cycle begins anew. Snake eats tail, infinity sign, etc, etc, etc. It's real hard not to be embarrassed by some of the behavior that I see happening in the YouTube creator space. Let's talk about stands for a second. This is barely related to being a YouTuber, but it is something that I have to experience all the time, and I'm a YouTuber, so like transitive property of experience, it is an annoying thing about being a YouTuber. Stands and the stand culture is really obnoxious because it makes having actual nuanced discussions functionally impossible. If they're not with your fave, they're against your fave, and they must be destroyed. The number of times a YouTuber will do something racist, transphobic, sexist, anti-Semitic, and their stands will immediately bring up the shields and spears. They always like to bring up the, well, like you're so perfect defense. Oh, like you've never made any mistakes? adults. Like, you're a perfect beacon of wokeness. Like, you've just been woke forever. Like, you weren't walking around middle school saying a bunch of anti-Semitic things and racist things and homophobic things. First of all, Susie Q, I wasn't. I don't know where you went to school. In my middle school, it wasn't just like, hey, Jeremy, what's up? Anti-Semitic joke? Oh yes, Joseph, anti-Semitic joke. Miss McClarkson, I think the answer is transphobic slur. Absolutely right, Jimmy. The answer is 100% transphobic slur. Why are you comparing hypothetical bigotry that, if it happened at a lunch table with 6 kids sitting at it, with your fave with their huge platform at their big age saying something bigoted? Obviously, any amount of bigotry can have catastrophic results. How are those things related at all? Literally, constantly, anytime any YouTuber messes up, it's like, well, like, you've never gone into a forest and filmed a dead body. Okay, SJW. Oh my god, delete your internet connection, please. Like, honestly, the next time I see one of these takes, I'm literally going to like call Verizon and be like, hey, can you disconnect Gaga fan star 69's internet connection, please? They are not doing anything productive with it. Thank you so much. Stop it. Get some help. I hate when I see people call out a YouTuber for only doing something for views. I get this sometimes from stans of a particular large beauty influencer, Jeremy Stark. Let's say I'm talking about one of Jeremy Stark's eyeshadow palettes or highlighters or racist acts or something, you know, something random. You only put Jeremy Stark's picture in your thumbnail for views, to get clicks, to get people watching your video. And it's like, I sure did. We are on a video hosting website. So if nobody watches your video, it doesn't really have a functional purpose, does it? You don't go to a restaurant and bust your way into the kitchen and be like, you only made this food because you wanted people to eat it. Even YouTubers that you actually like and respect, everything they do it for views. Everything I do it for views. This next thing is less something that happens to me directly and more a type of discourse that I see on certain websites like, I don't know, credit. Makeup YouTuber conversation. I don't like when people act like small YouTubers are like just perfect paragons of like self-control and like wisdom and whatnot, especially when it comes to shopping and controlling the size of your collection. I don't see this happen as much now as it used to because a lot of us are getting more subscribers, which means people are starting to resent us more because that's how that cycle works. I guess it's theoretically a compliment that people think that small YouTubers are naturally going to be more down to earth than large YouTubers who brush their teeth with hundreds and, I don't know, sleep on a pillow stuffed with Cartier bracelets. But people are people, and people are flawed, and people are stupid, and people are short-sighted. Anybody can say something terrible. I've probably said 4 terrible things in this video already, so I can't wait for the thread on this. Just because someone happens to have fewer subscribers than someone else does not mean that they are automatically smarter or wiser than that person. It just means that they waited longer to start making YouTube videos, or they didn't do something as noteworthy as that other person, and so they don't have as much clout. But they might get that clout, and even if they don't, they can still be the worst. The slogan of my channel is everybody could be terrible. I also don't like when YouTubers are just completely unable to accept criticism. Somebody criticizing you is not the same as somebody hating on you. There is definitely something to be said for people having this weird ownership over YouTubers and thinking that they can talk to them any way they want to and not wording something in sort of a nice way. That definitely happens. You gotta learn how to understand when someone is giving you well-intentioned, good faith feedback. There's a lot of feedback that YouTubers might get on their video that is very obviously in bad faith. Like anytime someone tells me to wear under eye concealer in my videos, which I actually am doing today because my ring light exacerbates how deep set my under eyes are. And I was really tired of getting bullied for it, so we got concealer on today, babies. Sorry I've betrayed everyone. But like, that's an example of a bad faith criticism. Or when someone's like, you're fat. It's like, first of all, it's apostrophe R-E. Second off, I know, do you have anything else, Carter? Bad faith criticism. So when someone's like, hey, maybe you should consider doing this or whatever, and it's worded politely and not condescendingly, that's a good faith criticism, and I don't really have a right to get mad at them about that. This also falls into the category of things other YouTubers do that kind of paints the entire community in a negative light. While we're on the topic of comments, something that I deal with a lot because I'm not smart, is when I make some sort of like just small clerical error in a video, and then I'll get like 1 or 2 comments saying like, oh, hey, small correction, worded politely. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I address it in the best way I can, which is adding a pinned comment underneath the video. Because while I could take that part out, YouTube's in-house video editor is scary and doesn't make sense, and I don't like it, and I'm pretty sure it's a witch. So I'll make a pinned comment. I'll pop something right underneath the comment section saying, hey guys, you might notice I said this thing wrong, I've been corrected, and then, in spite of the pinned comment, I'll get 1,000 other comments that are like, hey, correction, worded in varying levels of condescension and rudeness. People, like I said earlier, have weird ownership over creators they like, and they think they can talk to you any which way, and it's not the case. You'll see comments that are like, make this video. You need to make a what's in my bag video, or else. You need to buy this palette. You need to buy this and review it for me. Buy this lip gloss. Buy this blush. You don't know me well enough to be using the imperative tone with me. Don't be giving me commands. I am not your dog. Nobody likes being told what to do. Have you ever been on your way to be doing a chore and your mom or your roommate's like, oh hey, do the dishes, and you're like, I was literally already on my way to do it, and now I'm not going to out of spite. I don't know how well y'all remember the show Drake and Josh, but there's one scene that always plays in my head whenever anyone's like, buy this lip gloss, buy this, buy this, buy this, and review it so I know what it's like instead of buying it myself.
Package for Josh Nichols.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Don't tell me what to do.
That's what I'm like, don't tell me what to do. You can ask me for it, but if you're just like, do this, I'm like, no, don't yell at me. Which is admittedly a childish way to react to getting interaction from my very kind fans, but like, what can I say? I'm baby. I am not a baby. I am at least an 11-year-old. Like, you will show me respect. This is one that I feel like is gonna get me in trouble, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it happens a lot. It is kind of annoying. It is endearing, but kind of annoying, and flattering, but kind of annoying, when people will ask me for tutorials for like really simple eye looks. When people ask me for tutorials for things that I'm like, you could probably wing it and do this 1,000,000 times better than I'm doing it. Like, you really don't need me to show you how to do this. I'm not even that good at eyeshadow. Like this looks fine because it's really hard to actually just mess up a soft glam look on yourself. And like, if you look at the details too severely, it's like, okay, so she just be doing whatever to her eyelids. You know what? I'm actually gonna zoom out again because y'all are gonna notice that my lashes are just whack. So y'all can't be that close to me, okay? We need a distance. I'm better in the wide, not the close up. But when people ask for tutorials for just like, really, like, y'all don't need me to explain this kind of things, it sort of feels like this. Sis. Girl, you have done it again. How do you do that? It's literally incomprehensible. Like, I need a tutorial. You're a fucking artist, you know that? I do kind of like it though. It is very flattering. I guess another annoying thing about being a YouTuber is like hate comments. Even I don't find them that annoying. I find them kind of funny. Like when I open my held for review comment section and it's like all types of you're fat and you're ugly and you're a this and you're a that and you're this racial slur and you're that racial slur and your nose looks like a wind sail, etc, etc, etc. I almost never feel actually offended by these types of things. I more just look at them and I'm like, mate, it is like 8 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday and you're out here calling someone all types of racial slurs. Like, are you at work? Like, are you in line at Tim Hortons or Starbucks or whatever breakfast place you go to waiting for your iced vanilla latte right now? Like, oh, I got a spare 30 seconds. Let me berate this woman on the internet. Like, huh? Where do you live where it's haterade hours? Like, what time zone are you in where it is an acceptable time to be a bitch on the internet? I don't understand. What are real hate commenter hours? I don't know when that is. My time, it's the beginning of the workday. You just clocked in, you already mad? Where do you work? Damn, Target? Because if that's the case, I get it. I get it. Lord knows, there were some days when I was working at Target where while I was in the middle of reorganizing the men's underwear section for the 3rd time in one day, if you slid an iPad open to somebody's YouTube comment section underneath my fingers, I probably would have typed out some sort of slur. One time I was working in the infant section, which is the worst because there's just as many clothes, but they're smaller and easier to drop. We had a big rack full of like puffy jackets for babies. I had just finished stuffing them all onto the rack, and there was not another rack to put them on, so I had to put all the coats on one, and they were like about to fall off. It was like 11:45 p.m. and I was off at midnight, and this group of men who were for some reason chatting while walking through the infant clothing sections walked by that rack of coats and brushed up against it hard enough to knock all of the coats onto the ground. This man makes direct eye contact with me. I look at the coats. He looks at the coats. He looks back at me. He looks at his friend. He looks back at the coats. He looks up at the ceiling. He looks at his watch. They leave. That is the closest I have ever come to just biting out someone's trachea. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so this is how jaguars feel just all the time. It's like, if you want to keep your trachea, you will leave this store with the quickness. If you would like to hold on to your kidneys, I suggest you vacate the premises expeditiously, bitch. Okay, so let's get back to forum websites where one might go to discuss the content of a beauty YouTuber. I'm obviously aware that these sites exist. I'm aware that these conversations happen. And as a person who watches a ton of beauty videos myself, I like to frequent these forums and read things about other YouTubers and get new videos to watch. And sometimes there's not even a thread about my video, but a thread that might apply to me as a creator. And it's like, damn, if I read this, I'm probably gonna hurt my fragile Piscean feelings. And resisting that temptation is one of the most irritating things about being a creator, because like I want to read stuff but I can't because someone might talk about me and then I'll cry in my office bathroom, and I don't want to do that. It is not a nice bathroom. The walls are the color of old bananas. Sometimes I'll open a thread, Command F, search my own name, and if it doesn't come up, I keep reading it. Other times I just have to disregard it altogether and go to a different subreddit. Okay, this sub is clearly not an option right now. Let's close this and see what's going on r/popping. It's usually popping. It's usually gross and I love it. I don't get blackheads on my face, but r/popping makes me really wish that I did. And that is probably the weirdest humble brag that will ever come out of my very glossed lips. Commenters, viewers, and people who react to our content are not the only things that can annoy the crap out of a YouTuber. Sometimes technology decides to jump into the annoying bus and start honking the horn directly in our little ears. If Final Cut was a person, I would throw hands at it immediately. Like if Final Cut was a real person and was standing right here, it would just be like, I would fight Final Cut if it was real. Final Cut is the software that I use to edit my videos. I paid $300 for it a couple years ago, and it decides to try me literally constantly.
Hello guys, it's Editing Nasa. Literally while I'm editing this video right this literal second in Final Cut, it's doing this really fun and sexy thing where even though I have almost a full battery charge and I just deleted a whole bunch of data, it's like glitching and lagging and giving me the rainbow spinning wheel of death pretty much every time I type any command in. So like we're having an amazing time over here.
Final Cut and I have this fun little relationship where I'll delete a bunch of files from it because it has told me, hey, my storage is full, so you're gonna need to delete some of these clips. And I'm like, okay, perfect. And I delete some clips. And then I try to upload something else into Final Cut and it's just like, my storage is full, baby. You're gonna have to empty some clips. I literally did. I just deleted like 2 months worth of clips. You should have like so many gigs of space. What's going on? I don't know. I just don't have any space. You're gonna have to delete more. I'll feel like I'm hallucinating. Like I'll go through my rejected clips on Final Cut, there'll be nothing there, and I have to use one of those like softwares that shows you all of your files so you can delete them individually and actually delete space on your computer. And I'll go into that software and it's like, oh yeah, here's those 2 folders worth of months of files. They're just still there for some reason. And I'm like, Final Cut, why are you holding on to this? I told you to delete it. I don't know. I just missed them, I guess. Now there's space though. It's like there could have been space the first goddamn time if you just listened to me when I told you to delete these clips. Final Cut. Another fun game that Final Cut and I play is when I'll click on the tab that has all the little titles, like for words and things like this and whatever, and it just like won't show up. Like I'll click onto the tab and there'll just be nothing in there. Final Cut, where are the titles? Can I please see them? No. Tee hee hee. Okay, why not though? Because you haven't earned it yet. I don't want to show you the titles. Okay, but I need to finish editing this video, so could you just like show me them so I can put in the @NisiPizza at the end of my videos and upload this trash content, please? No, you're gonna have to close me and then open me up again. Maybe even restart your little computer. Okay, fine. Command Q opens up Final Cut again. Here are those titles you asked for, Daddy. Thank you. Don't call me that. Literally, like, Final Cut is this coquettish little imp that prevents me from living my dreams constantly. It's like Final Cut is just a little house elf that hates my guts. It sucks, and it was so expensive. But Final Cut isn't the only technology that has the potential to ruin my goddamn life. YouTube itself has a wondrous cavern of misfortune waiting for me literally anytime I try to use it for anything. Constantly changes the functionality of the Creator Studio, which is where YouTubers that you watch go to monetize their videos or add captions to their videos or add an end screen to their videos. I don't like it very much, but I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the process of uploading videos, period. When you upload a video, if you guys don't know, you click on the upload button, you choose the file that your video is, you add it, you put the title and the description, and you say that it's not meant for children, because if you don't, you're gonna get fined, etc. And then you click publish, and then your video will upload. And then it will process. Now, depending on like your Wi-Fi speeds and the file format of your videos, your uploading time could take anywhere from like 2 minutes to 5 hours. The processing time, however, is a special little demonic process. The processing time of at least my YouTube videos is just like astronomically long. I'll be uploading a video and it'll take approximately 5 minutes to upload and then a full hour to process, and I don't understand, and I don't know, and I don't get it. It will be 0% for an hour, jump to 99, and then take maybe an additional 20 minutes or so to actually finish processing. So oftentimes, the process of waiting for your YouTube video to process and then eventually publish looks like this. This is gonna be such a good video. Okay, beep boop bop. This video is not for kids. I have to say that or I will get sued. All right, it looks like it is ready to be uploaded. So let us just go ahead and click publish. Wow, this uploading time is so fast. Now it's processing. Cool, it should be ready to go in just a second. It's processing. It's processing. Okay, it's still processing, but it is 2 o'clock in the morning, so I think I'm going to call it a night. And maybe it'll be uploaded in the morning. Another day, another YouTube video, not uploaded. I love disappointing my viewers. Time to sleep. Hey, wake up. What? Wake up, hey. Wake up. What? Wake up. What the heck? Your video finished processing. It's uploaded right now. Okay. I went ahead and took the liberty of adding in 19 ad breaks for you. I know you usually just do 2, but I took a look at your analytics. Boy, howdy, do you need the money. A creator joke. Anyway, have fun. I've made a lot of weird props for my terrible sketches. This is probably the most like existentially horrifying. By the way, this is ColourPop matte liquid lipstick in the shade Melonade. So I think that's everything. Like I said, there are a lot more amazing things about doing YouTube videos. There are annoying things, but the annoying things sometimes talk a little bit louder than the positive things. In essence, most of y'all are real cool. Most of y'all are real chill, real sweet. I love my little brood, you know, you're adorable. Really funny. I think I have one of the funniest comment sections in small beauty YouTube. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Hannah is an absolute angel, and I highly suggest, if you're not familiar, familiarize yourself with her content because she absolutely deserves as many eyes on her as possible. I want to thank Hannah for choosing to collaborate with me once again, and I look forward to doing this next year where I can say even more controversial things. Before you leave, I'm gonna need you to do a quick favor for me. If you could go ahead and have an amazing day and an amazing holiday season for me, that would not be annoying. And if you would like to interact with me betwixt uploads, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nisi Pisa. I also have a second channel called Extra Nisi Pisa that I will link in the description where I post music and covers. I will also link Hannah Smokey Glow's channel in the description. Please go subscribe. Please go show her some goddamn love and show her how nice my subscribers are. Like, we're a chill group of people. And if you're unchill, acquire some chill. Put an ice cube on your damn head and chill the frick out. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to use code NISIPISA for 10% off at checkout at your local clickbaity low-cut shirt store. Bye. Okay, I feel like we didn't get a proper view of my shirt. This is a cute shirt, yo. Like, this is from Torrid, I'm pretty sure. I gotta wear this more, but I don't have anybody that I'm actively flirting with at the moment. Except for one person, but y'all don't need to know about that.